You're muted, sir.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, great. Now I can hear you. Great. Thank you for turning off that. So this is Stoughton Municipal Court. We'll call the court to order at this time. My name is Matt Rothy. I'm the Stoughton Municipal Judge. Covers City of Stoughton, towns of Dunkirk, Pleasant Springs, and Rutland. This is the initial appearance tonight. So we're here to take pleas, and I'll kind of explain the process as we go. So I'll note that it's you're in Mr. Murray Allen is here and make an initial appearance. Mr. Allen, let me take a look. I'm going to briefly review the police report. That way I get your address. We would just want to confirm that. Okay. Mr. Allen, do I have your correct address on Olson Court in Stoughton?
Yes and no. I'm in a treatment facility right now.
Okay. If we want to send notices to you or mail, where should we send that to?
It would be better to the Ocean Court address to be sent there.
You want to give that Ocean? I'm sorry.
The Ocean Court, yes. 303 okay. Ocean Court.
Olson, okay.
Can you? Oh, Olson Court. Okay, yeah. We'll go ahead and send it to that address, the Olson Court. Then. So,
so sorry to interject, Your Honor. I guess.
Go ahead.
My name is Michael Moody with Catalyst for Change, and I'm Murray's case manager and here for support. I think, just also a concern is timely receiving documents. Mm-hmm. Is it possible to get email confirms or I just don't want you to miss mail. I think that's been some of the issues before. So just trying to make sure we don't fall behind or miss any mail moving forward.
Mary, is that okay?
Sure. I have been communicating by email. So yes.
Mary's my clerk, so she handles all the details of the day-to-day. So why don't you give the email to Mary? This is being recorded, and we're going out live right now, just so you know. So
that's fine. And Mary has my email, so if we could just keep me in the loop so I can support everybody to make sure things are taken care of. Thank you.
Okay.
Okay, great. All right, thank you. So, and normally, formally in courts, are usually only the defendants and attorneys, but Mr. Allen, you have your permission to have the treatment staff with you. Is that correct?
Yes, yeah.
Okay. Then that's fine. I usually accept that as well. So, Mr. Allen, you've received a variety of citations. You've received one for hit and run, one for failure of operating to notify police of an accident, one operating while revoked, and another one for failure to stop at a stop sign. Let me review all these citations just so you're aware of them. So the first citation is hit and run adjacent to property. That citation carries a penalty of $187 and 0 points. Do you understand what hit and run adjacent to property is?
Yes.
So let me give you the forfeiture range on that. You're at $100. So the state mandates we had cost your forfeiture. So, there's a jail and crime lab fee. There's various contributions. So the city of Stoughton is it's $100 forfeiture, but they upped that to $187. Now the forfeiture range on this hit and run adjacent property is, let me get I have my bond book statute out, which helps me. So it is $0 to $200. So you're right in the middle of the range. The next citation is for failure of operator to notify police of an accident. Now that citation carries a penalty of $313 and 6 demerit points issued your driver's license. Do you understand, Mr. Allen, what failure of operator to notify police of an accident is?
Yes.
Okay. Now that forfeiture, that's $313. So that is $200 plus costs. The forfeiture range on that is as follows: 306.1. That is $200 to $500. You're actually at the minimum forfeiture. I can increase the forfeiture to $500 plus costs, which will result in if there's facts and circumstances which warrant it. Normally I don't, but I do want you to be aware of the forfeiture range. You understand that as well?
Yes.
All right. Now the next citation is operating while revoked. This citation carries a penalty of $124 and 3 demerit points issued your driver's license. The forfeit, that's $50 plus cost. Do you understand what operating while revoked is, Mr. Allen?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Let me get to the forfeiture range on this. It's 344 for 1B. It's $0 to $2,500. So you're not quite at the minimum range, but you're fairly close to it. It's just so you understand that as well.
Yes.
Okay. Now, your last citation is failure to stop at a stop sign. This citation carries a penalty of $98.80 and 3 demerit points issued your driver's license. That's $30 plus costs. Do you understand what failure to stop at a stop sign is?
Yes, Your Honor.
Now, in addition, if you're found guilty of this citation, the DOT mandates you take a safety class in order to keep your license. This court really doesn't have anything to do with it, but once you're found guilty of that, that's an additional requirement imposed by the Department of Transportation. Do you understand that as well?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, now 346.46 forfeiture range on that is, hang on. I don't think I'm reading the right stuff. Failure to stop a stop sign. It says zero to $40. So you're at not quite at the minimum, but you're on the minimum range of that forfeiture as well. Okay, let me make sure that those are all the citations, Mr. Allen. Okay, now, Mr. Allen, you told me earlier that you're receiving you're in treatment and so forth. So I can't lower the fines on all these. I can't reduce the number of citations. But what I would suggest is that you enter a not guilty plea. That way we can schedule this matter for a pretrial conference with the city attorney. And that would give you a chance to discuss these citations with the city attorney rather than pleading guilty to all 4 of them and having me impose the forfeitures. Does that sound reasonable?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, so I'll go ahead and enter not guilty plea. We'll schedule this matter for a pretrial conference. Now, normally what we've been doing with pretrial conferences, you have to meet with the prosecutor to see if you can resolve the citations. What we do for that is that you can attend the pretrial conference by phone. So I'll have Mary email you guys the contact information for the prosecutor. There'll be a certain date and time that you call in, and that way you can call in, explain your situation, explain with all 4 citations, and see if you can resolve it short of a trial. If you can't resolve it, it will be scheduled for trial, and we'll talk about that then. But in the meantime, that action will allow you to talk to the prosecutor to see if you can resolve this case beforehand.
I want to get it over today. Okay.
The problem is, if I heard that, if you want to get it over with today, I have to find you guilty of all 4.
And just a clarifying question, Your Honor.
Yes.
With that talking of the prosecutor, is there the potential or the possibility to have this reduced to community service or something like that?
What will most likely happen, and this is past experience, it's not a guarantee what the prosecutor do. When the prosecutor is facing multiple charges like this, typically in any type of plea agreement, you might plead to a couple, 1 or 2 or several, or but there's a couple that will likely be dismissed. And as far as the community service goes, only I can order community service, but typically on citations, when they're reported to DOT, the DOT mandates forfeitures on these. And the reason why they do that is a number of years ago, people were just donating. They're getting out of drunk driving by just donating to a charity. So normally there's usually a fine, but if there's extraordinary circumstances, I would consider community service. We could talk about that now. What would Mr. Allen's arguments for community service be?
I wouldn't be opposed to community service at all, Your Honor.
May I speak?
Oh, yes, sir.
And I think for me, I'm working, so I work with Mr. Allen through the county doing CCS, Comprehensive Community Service. So I'm his case manager in that way. And I feel like this whole incident started Mr. Allen down a path of addressing some mental health issues and substance use issues.
Okay.
And since that time, he is actively engaged in treatment with both of those. He got himself into DC3 voluntarily before I even met him. He had addressed both of those issues. He decided to stay here, even though part of my job is to find alternative housing to get the support. He enrolled in AA meetings and is going to that 5 to 6 times a week. Again, all before I met him to work with him. So he's got a team of case managers to support him in that kind of continued journey. And he's addressing a lot of different issues going on right now. And I just feel like having that option to do community service will kind of give him the structure, along with looking for job and housing that can help stabilize him Because I
Okay.
feel a lot of this is due to, unaddressed mental health and substance use.
Okay, well,
So
let
if
me,
we
let me
can-
stop you there for a second, if I may. Sorry for interrupting, but I had a question that occurred to me while you were explaining that to me. Is this in conjunction with an OWI in circuit court?
I don't understand.
Are you
is it-
facing any additional charges beside the one in this court?
No, I'm not, Your
Okay,
Honor.
okay, so in that case, so I normally don't have community service for adults, but I'll make a note of it in the notes of the prosecutor that I wouldn't be opposed to any type of community service in this. Now, Mr. Allen, my rules for community service usually are as follows. It's gotta be work that you can't be paid for it. It's gotta be for a not-for-profit or a charity, and it can't be work that you normally do.
Okay,
But I'll leave that open between you and the prosecutor. If you, I normally don't for adults, but I have in the past under certain circumstances, as long as there's a need for it, and there might be a need for it. So I'll let you work that out with the prosecutor with the possibility of community service. So in your
Thank you.
pretrial conference, while you're negotiating with the prosecutor, mention community service and that you'd be interested, and you can just mention the judge said that I'm not opposed to it.
thanks, Your Honor.
Okay, all right. Any other, have I addressed everything that you'll need?
Yes,
Okay, Mary, if you could just send them the email address. Now, make sure, Mr. Allen, that you attend the pretrial conference, because there's a danger if you don't attend, the prosecutor tell me that you didn't attend, and I have to find you default and I'll find you guilty. So make sure that you call the prosecutor and make the appropriate arrangements to meet with them to attend the pretrial conference.
okay.
Okay, all right, I think that will cover it unless there's any other questions.
None.
All right.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Make sure that you attend a pretrial conference. A not guilty plea has been entered, and then just watch the email. And if you have any questions, and Mary, you've been in contact with Mary already. She'll be able to answer your questions as you go forward.
Okay, thanks, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you for appearing. That'll take care of it. You can go ahead and hang up. All right, thank you.
Looks like there's someone trying to get in here.
Okay,
Also, FYI, Rodriguez, he's sending me emails and everything is written in Spanish. So I don't know if he can't speak English. I don't know if this is him. We'll see.
Okay.
Be prepared.
okay.
I don't know who this is.
There's a person at Galaxy 812. Can you hear me? You're muted. You can unmute yourself by pressing *6.
He's on a computer. He usually can't.
Oh, okay. Maybe you can unclick the mouse.
Yeah, it says it's connecting to the audio. I'm assuming that this is Rodriguez Perez because he's the only other person that was scheduled to appear.
Okay. All right. Are you Mr. Rodriguez? Okay. Not if you're Mr. Rodriguez. We still can't hear you. We can't hear you. So it says mute on my, can you unmute it on our end?
It just, the only thing I get is ask to unmute.
Okay.
I need a
Now,
translator
there he is.
Oh, we can hear you now. Are you
right
Mr.
now, right
Rodriguez?
now. Yeah,
Okay.
Okay.
All right, you're here for an initial appearance, is that correct?
yes.
Okay.
So you have people speak Spanish or you have translator?
I don't, mi español es muy malo, so, continue, Mary, can we continue this till we get an interpreter?
Tonight or at another date?
Another date,
Okay, that would be February 16th.
okay. Mr. Rodriguez, el continuar el caso para en un February. We will have tiene interpreter español who habla español para you.
Yeah.
We'll send you the notice and then we'll have that new date then, and we'll make sure we have an interpreter then.
So other day you call me or?
Yeah, we'll have a new date in February. February 16th.
Yes.
Is that right, Mary?
Febrero 16, okay.
Yep, yeah, 16 in February.
Same
Okay.
thing, he has to call us.
Yep, on Zoom, telefono, el court, call the court,
Call the court, what
Yep.
day? And February 16?
Yes.
correct.
Okay,
So we will have an interpreter.
okay, okay. So you send for email?
Mhm.
Sure. I'll send an email.
Okay. Yeah, my English is not very good, you know, so. Yeah.
My Spanish is bad too, so, okay, we'll get an interpreter that way that we can communicate back and forth then. So we'll continue the
Okay.
case until February 16th.
Okay. That's everything for today?
That's everything for today.
Okay, thank you so
All
much.
right, thank you, Mr. Rodriguez.
Okay.
If I can tell you this, he's gone now, but it was a refusal and it was one of the refusals we were not notified of. So he should have been already revoked, and adding into it, he doesn't have a license. So he should be having an IAD, and now he's getting another month. So I don't know how you want to handle that.
There's nothing we can do about it. Well, let's see, so we got it today. I don't think there's anything we can do about it with, there's no notification right away. So let me
Yeah.
think about that. So the IID, so when was the offense date?
Let me pull up his report.
I can do that too.
It's either the 6th or the 9th
Of what month?
December, and we were never notified.
You know what, was he notified?
I haven't done anything,
I don't think we can do it.
yeah, because I was waiting for his court appearance because we missed the 30-day.
Yeah, even if we missed the 30-day window, if we can't do anything with him now without an interpreter, so.
Yeah, that's the other issue, but so then he just drives without the IID. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I mean,
Okay.
he's not supposed to drive anyway. He doesn't have a license. He
Yeah,
doesn't.
that's just that.
So there are a lot of issues there, but without proper notification, without an interpreter, I don't think that there's any, I can't
Yeah.
order one right now.
Okay. All right.
All right, is that
that's-
it for the appearances?
Yeah, that's it.
All right. I'm gonna be very slow tonight. I don't have my little checklist, so.
Oh, okay. Well, do you have the hard copy? I have that in that file for you.
Oh,
Yeah.
let me go back. Hang on. Yeah, I have the hard copy. I have the list. What do you mean by hard copy?
Or I meant I just shouldn't say hard copy. I meant the file copy on the computer. Remember, I
Oh, let me
said I
take a
would
look.
save it for you under today's date and then initial appearances, I think, in your file.
Today's date, adult court. Yeah, there it is. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I did. Actually, I did see this before. Okay,
Okay.
so Mr. Allen already appeared.
Right.
The next day client would be, or next client, excuse me, working with as an attorney too much today. Next defendant will be Megan Bender. Default, or that's been rescheduled?
No, it had previously been rescheduled.
Okay, so we'll default Megan Bender.
Okay.
Next will be Michael Cady. Default judgment.
Right. Next
Next would be Casey Dolan. Default judgment on both citations. And then the next one, Sharday Letitia Enox, is a guilty plea. So let me take a look at that. All right. Okay, there's nothing in the guilty plea which suggests a not guilty plea. So, what was her? Hang on a second.
Did you see the second page where she talks about
No,
having trouble?
all I have is the one page. Single, oh yeah, she's a single mother.
Or
Is that what you meant?
That's exactly, yes. I'm sorry, that was a online one. So yeah, she just that she's working to pay her debts and so forth.
So I'm treating that as a request to reduce. Forfeiture is $124. This is an operating while suspension. I might not, we'll see what the minimum forfeiture is. Yeah, the minimum forfeiture on an operating after suspension is $50.
Oh,
So she's already at the minimum that there. I have to. I'll default her and find her guilty of the minimum, but that's the face amount of citation, $124.
Okay.
How much time do we usually give to pay?
60.
Let's give an extra month for 90 days.
Okay.
All right, are you ready?
I'm ready.
Ethan Fargan, a default judgment. Beatrice Helmke is a bond forfeiture. Aaron Henderson is a default judgment in all three citations. Madonna Herman is a default judgment. Peter Hoyt is a bond forfeiture. Wesley Lloyd Edward Jordan Buskager is a default judgment. And Juve is a plea sheet. So let me take a look at that. She's basically asking for a not guilty plea. So she's basically asking it to be dismissed. So I'm gonna schedule this for a not guilty plea and a chance to meet with the prosecutor.
Okay. All right.
Okay, next will be Jack Casera, and that also is a plea sheet, correct?
Correct.
Okay. This looks like we're asking for a reduction in the offense. So let me take a look at this. Late for hockey. Oh, I'll treat that as basically a reduction. So I'll give my 10-mile-an-hour leeway. So reduce it to 1 to 10 over 3 points instead of 4. Same forfeiture, 98.80.
Okay.
Which I believe is the minimum forfeiture anyway. So with 60 days to pay.
Okay. All right.
Get my spot back, Mary. Olivia Crone is a bond forfeiture. Avery Perry is a default judgment. Darren Purdy is a plea sheet. Let's take a look. Yeah, that you can't, it's not 50 until you reach the sign, so. But what was Mr. Purdy? Okay, again, I'll give a 10-mile-an-hour leeway, 20 to 24 over. I'll reduce that to 1119, which would be 4 points instead of 6. And then same forfeiture of 149.20 with 60 days to pay. That's what I would have done if you would have appeared in person.
For this next one, this is the gentleman that appeared. He paid 3 of those citations. Should we
Let's just hold the
keep
forfeiture
them
for
all
now.
together? Okay, all right. Just the last one.
Okay, and then David Sen is a default judgment.
Okay.
Gosh, is that it?
That's it.
Good. Maybe I don't need my email. It was a very actually kind of relaxing day at work. So, okay, I'll let you keep it up with that. Oh, I did sign up for the seminar on the 10th and 11th.
Okay, just a reminder, we're on TV.
Yeah, that's okay.
Okay,
So,
all right, okay.
so I did sign up for the seminar. I don't know
Okay.
if I just went ahead and proved it. Did you get that
I
notification?
did, yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. I think we got it covered then. So, okay, I think that's all I had. So,
Okay. All right, thank
all
you.
right. Thanks, Mary. I'll see you soon.
Bye-bye.